With technology at our fingertips, smartphones make distractions just a tap away, making it even more difficult to stay motivated. To do so, you must position your body at the edge of the seat with your feet planted firmly in front of you with enough space to reach the levers. Then, you pull down the harp and rest it on your shoulder with your knees also supporting it. And as you can see, with an instrument this large, it takes some time to get used to. Early voters at the Illini Union were sure of two things: which candidate they would vote for in this upcoming presidential election and why they decided to vote early in the first place. These board games can also be found locally in toy stores such as Dr. G's Brainworks located right here in Marketplace Mall. While the Illini Union has gone through some dramatic changes throughout the years, these pinball machines have become an Illini Union Rec Room staple. Molly Madden's studio is charmingly decorated. The most notable decor, her 80-pound grand concert harp. Madden says her love affair with the stringed instrument began after she saw one in her mother's orchestra.
I would run up to the harp after concerts and pluck at the strings, and I got really obsessed and I started drawing pictures of the harp and begging to play. So one day I came home from second grade and there was a harp at home waiting for me, and it was probably the most exciting day of my whole life.
Madden had originally pursued performing, but when she began receiving students from local harpists, she discovered a profound love for teaching. Teaching beginners, Madden says, requires a focus on developing the discipline music requires. This entails getting students to repeat the basics until they're perfected. One of the first things Madden teaches her students is how to support the harp. To do so, you must position your body at the edge of the seat with your feet planted firmly in front of you with enough space to reach the levers. Then, you pull down the harp and rest it on your shoulder with your knees also supporting it. And as you can see, with an instrument this large, it takes some time to get used to.
1, 2.
After playing the harp for over 4 years, Madden's student Hadley Sanea is more than comfortable supporting a harp twice her size. Sanea says Madden makes learning fun.
She's really nice and she's always happy, even if I didn't practice that week or something. She always understands.
Madden says watching her students make sudden progress makes teaching all the more rewarding.
I'll go home and I'll tell my husband about it. I'll be like, so-and-so did so great today. We've been working on this for so long, and today she got it. It's really the best feeling. You've actually seen them break through a barrier that was holding them back, and it's a very exciting feeling for sure.
In Champaign, Elizabeth Dye, UI7 News. For Alicia Washington, the soon-to-be homeowner of the Champaign County Habitat for Humanity's 100th home, yesterday marks the day that her dream home became a more tangible reality.
I haven't really took it in yet. It's still surreal. Even looking at them, it's surreal.
Washington, a single mother to 5 children, works 3 jobs to pay her current rent. Unable to qualify for home ownership through traditional methods, Washington applied to receive a Habitat for Humanity home and was accepted last year. Construction on Washington's home began in March but was only foundation until yesterday. Right behind me, Alicia's walls are now being put up, but the whole construction process will take about 3 more months to complete. Acceptance to Habitat's program depends on the applicant's housing need, ability to pay, and willingness to partner. Washington met all 3 criteria and is paying for her home's down payment through hands-on labor. A $50,000 grant through the Yahoo Employee Foundation is helping fund the home's construction. With the 100th home on its way to completion, Kim Gollings, the chapter's volunteer manager, says the organization is looking forward to doing more critical and exterior home repairs for homeowners in need. Gollings says her favorite aspect of Habitat has been connecting with families.
Every single person I'm building for in that moment, whoever I'm standing next to, they're my favorite person I've ever worked with. And it's hard, not to fall in love with every single person and their families. And, we become a community. We become a group that's doing everything we can to support each other and make sure that we all are having those dreams come true.
Thanks to Habitat for Humanity, Washington says she can now put her housing struggles behind her.
You can't really do a lot in a rental house, so I'm looking forward to making memories in this house.
In Urbana, Elizabeth Dye, UI7 News. Volunteers flooded the Illini Hillel kitchen Tuesday to braid the culturally Jewish bread challah. The organization has returned to their bi-monthly challah making after a brief hiatus in observance of significant Jewish holidays. Challah for Hunger President Jesse Langford oversees the process.
Honestly, I love to bake. It's what I do in my free time. So for me, this is just kind of an excuse to get to bake and do it for charity. We braid on Tuesdays and we bake on Wednesdays. So if you walk through this building on a Wednesday, it smells unbelievable.
Volunteers take previously made dough, form it into a braid, and fill the dough with toppings like bananas, chocolate chips, and cinnamon sugar. The Illini Hillel's Jewish Learning Initiative on-campus rabbi Shlomo Schachter explains the spiritual significance of this braided bread.
The idea is that God created the world, not that we should receive his goodness, but that we should be partners in giving. So when we take the challah, it's a symbolic action which symbolizes that we as human beings are not here to consume, but to be givers. And so the challah, even when we eat it, we're participating in the act of giving, which is really a divine act, that God is a pure giver. And so as we take the challah, we become givers as well.
Plain challah is sold for $4, while specialty loaves cost $5. 45% of the proceeds are then donated to Maison, a national nonprofit organization dedicated to ending hunger, while another 45% is donated to the Eastern Illinois Food Bank. The remaining portion is then used to fund the challah supplies. While challah may be traditionally Jewish, Challah for Hunger does not limit its volunteers to those of the Jewish faith.
Anyone who wants to come volunteer can. We are open to everyone.
In Champaign, I'm Elizabeth Dye, UI7 Newsbreak. If all the love in the air today is making you nauseous, then one bakery might have the remedy. We have a beautiful week ahead of us with highs in the 60s and 70s, but there is a catch. As you guys can see, it is a beautiful spring evening out tonight, and as some of you may have noticed, there's been an abundance of these little guys out on the ground recently. And with the flowers in bloom comes pollen that's been wreaking havoc on a lot of people's allergies. Today is a pretty nice day outside, a far cry from yesterday's storm, and there's a reason for that, and we'll check out our radar to find out. As you can see, there's nothing going on in Illinois, and that's because this storm has passed through last night. The Cubs won a wild game on Tuesday night, but for one U of I student, the win goes beyond just the game of baseball. There are days for just about everything now, and today is World Penguin Day. But along with celebrating the tuxedoed, waddling, grounded bird, there's reason for concern.